What's up, guys? Iceman here. So, there has been some horrifying news for Jurassic World Rebirth. I'm almost afraid to go and see this film. If you guys haven't seen it yet, there's this video out of a chick who's been working on the makeup for the film, just the actors and actresses' makeup and all that. And they'll generally do the gore and blood and grotesque things as well, these makeup artists. And this chick is saying that this will be the most horror-filled Jurassic Park film yet, and that it'll be the most violent of them all. It kind of makes me think back on the novel. I remember when I was a little duck-billed platypus, I read the Jurassic Park novel by Michael Crichton. I think I have it somewhere in this house. Right now I'm downstairs in my home theater, just kind of holding on to these films, which I was going to get to in just a moment here. But the novel was terrifying. And I read this when I was like 8 or 9 years old. It was after I saw the film. Maybe I was 10 years of age. And I just had to get that novel. It was a bit above my reading level, to my understanding. The thing was made for adults. And here I was reading it at 10 years old. It was the first novel that I've ever read. The thing's like this thick. And I just remember how harrowing that novel was. Just the description of the damage the raptors would do to the flesh of the humans. You remember at the beginning of the novel, there was some guy who was severely injured on the island when they were working on it through Hammond. And he was taken to a hospital nearby in Costa Rica. And the doctors working on him were just perplexed by what the hell happened to him. And of course, the people on the work site, they were supposed to keep that stuff secret, that there were dinosaurs on the island, so they did. So they were like, yeah, this guy, and the guy spoke Spanish, and the doctor didn't, and there was sort of a language barrier. But nonetheless, they were trying to interpret what happened to him. And the workers around him said, oh yeah, he got caught under a forklift, and it tore him up, and now he's almost dead. But of course, the doctor inspecting him was like, these wounds are unlike anything I've ever seen. It almost looks like he was attacked by something. Just the severances of the flesh and the festering of the wounds. It wasn't like something metal came in. And they even found saliva on the wounds that was all causing a bacterial infection already. It's just unbelievable how descriptive and present the horror was in the novel. And of course, it ended up being that a raptor got the guy. And he was saying at the end, he was like, raptor, raptor, bird of prey. They're like, raptor, raptor. And there's like velociraptor, something like that. And wow. But just scenes like that. And the T-Rex eating people and the raptors ripping them to shreds. I mean, the novel's graphic, man. And then, of course, we got Jurassic Park, the film, which I think was made for a more general audience. You know, kids were expected to go and see this. Michael Crichton wrote the novel first, and then Spielberg wanted to make a movie on it, or Universal did anyway, and they ended up getting Spielberg to do it. There was a lot of back and forth with who was going to direct the film, so I'm pretty glad Spielberg did it. But with that being said, I think that he made it a bit more family-friendly. And then we got The Lost World, which was family-friendly as well. Maybe a bit more violent with how they, like, ripped Eddie Carr to shreds. You remember when the T-Rexes pulled him up out of the vehicle and split him in half and just shared him and ate his body? It was just crazy. And then the guy who's hiding behind the waterfall, the paleontologist guy, and a snake falls down into his vest, and he's like, oh, and he starts screaming, and he goes to the other side of the waterfall where the T-Rex was, and all of a sudden the jaws just come down, and then it lifts him up over the screen, and just blood just comes down the fall. It was just hideous. But stuff like that, I mean, we didn't get that in the Jurassic World films. Then we get something like this. And, Owen's sitting there riding with the Raptors. They're just all buddy-buddy. And, the good guys, bad guys, this and that. I mean, this was more for a general audience. But I just can't help but wonder if what is coming is going to be pretty much the Jurassic Park film that we've all been waiting for. Now, I do have some hesitancies, like they have Scarlett Johansson behind it. Chick from the Avengers. I mean, that's a big budget actress, And when Jurassic Park came out, I mean, they didn't have any big budget actors. They had, what's his name? Sam Neill. Jeff Goldblum wasn't all that popular at the time. He was pretty popular, but, he wasn't like Tom Cruise or something. And he was just a supporting actor. So the mains were, it was Sam Neill and the chick, Laura Dern, and she wasn't all that popular either at the time. These were kind of unknown actors. But what made the film was the film itself. It wasn't the people that were in it. It was the story. It was the immersiveness. It was the dinosaurs. It was the environment, the atmosphere, the music, just everything coming together. So whenever I hear that, like, this super popular actor is going to be in this film, it just kind of makes me wonder, oh, great, that's where a lot of the budget's going. It's just going into the fact that there's going to be some big name in there that's going to put people in the seats, I suppose. But with that being said, I guess you can't blame them so much for doing that, because apparently that works to an extent. I don't know to what extent, but what do you guys think? Are you ready for a Jurassic film that is more violent, more horrifying, more terrifying, more harrowing, more grotesque than anything that we've seen before? I mean, I really hope that they go that direction in terms of the tonality. Because Fallen Kingdom, Dominion, I mean, I think that they missed the mark by a lot. Which, to my understanding, is why they're rebooting the damn series. This is a soft reboot. They're going back to the island. There's Scarlett Johansson. There's a couple mercenaries and this and that. They're going back to the island. I don't really know what their mission is. But this makeup artist chick is saying that this film, according to her perception so far, is by far going to be the most horrifying, violent Jurassic film that we've seen yet. So, I mean, what do you guys have to say about that? Are you ready for it? Is it going to be rated R? All the others were rated PG-13, right? Even Jurassic World? Is that PG-13? Yeah, I think this is PG-13. So, yeah, it's PG-13. The problem is when they do the R movies, it's a little more difficult to advertise it and get people in the seats. But the thing is, here's my final thought on this. So the Jurassic Park and Jurassic World films, all the Jurassic Park people, they're older now. I'm one of them. I grew up with that film. So we're all big boys now, this and that. And now I think the Jurassic World fan base, which was in 2015, now they're 10 years older. So you have all the old Jurassic Park people, then you have the Jurassic World people who are 10 years older. I mean, let's say they were 12 years old when it came out. Now they're 22 years old. Maybe the average audience for Jurassic World, of the newcomers anyway. So it seems like we're all mature enough maybe to be ready for an R-rated Jurassic World film, but I don't know. Maybe that's going too far, but let me know in the comments. What do you guys think about this? Are you ready for a big, bad Jurassic film? And is that what you want? Let me know in the comments, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace be with you.